Oh, a trap!
I love it. They have the ward early. They see Doran here. They're going to wrap around. They have so much CC. They have the Lissandra. They have everything. Oh, Doran, no. I feel so bad for you, buddy.
This is not what you want to see. Cap's going to jump on top of him, gets the slow. As already the leap strike has been used. He still has flash. I have a feeling he's actually going to be fine.
It only cost him a trinket.
There we go.
It only cost him a trinket. Never mind.
That's nerves of steel. Like, if I saw that, I'd be flashing immediately, but I guess the flash angle didn't really offer itself up.
Doran has nerves that are Forge of Steel by himself, sometimes voluntarily. I gotta give him credit for that one. Does have to start Leap Strike, which obviously into the Renekton does mean that your level 1 is going to be a bit of a rough one. Also want to highlight as well some of the rune choices.
Yep, but I want to remind everyone that they can connect their League account with Prime Gaming to grab the exclusive Experimentation emote. Experimentation like, you know, Lissandra support that actually works out very, very well. And without that experimentation, you're not going to be able to find these results.
No, you have to. Particularly, and I really appreciate G2 for this, that they're willing to just scrap, play their own style. So it always worked for them. And what made them such a fair team back in 2019. One short note, Caps actually did end up going for Demolish. I love that choice. I think that Tristana in particular uses it so well into melee matchups.
Another big thing about the Lissandra pick, as we can dive even more into it, is that it's so good with a champion like Ezreal that could allow Mickey to get more roams off. Really, really powerful support-style champion where you can go topside, you can roam to mid really early on. When they've got the early push like this, it gives you so many more options.
Yeah, and all of these CC angles that we see mid laners come up with certainly still just apply, right? So like you're saying, you can get into those backlines and find those key targets. Pays with his cleanse, gonna have to need to keep that one close to his chest.
Yeah, and oftentimes for mid laners, some of the things you have to worry most about are support roams, not just these junglers ganking your lane and burning your summoner spells, as we see Broken Blade getting the entire wave in here. But if they're able to get an opportunity and have a pushing bottom lane, which gives Mickey roam timers to go just even burn a Chovy flash, that in itself could cause him to drop even more CS because you have to play even more safe in the mid lane. You have to always worry about the Maokai coming in.
It's over.
And this is the benefit of the level 1, right? The fact that Doran doesn't actually have his W, so has to go Q into E, and then as a result, doesn't actually get the cannon. BB also gets a free back, is going to choose to teleport back to the lane to try and maintain as much pressure as possible. And unfortunately for Doran, like there could have been a dive window there as well, but with Yike starting on the top half of the map, doesn't actually end up happening.
Yeah, both junglers full clearing opposite sides, so we'll have a Scuttle Crab split.
Oh, manages to find the chain here as Chovy will take a fair bit of delayed damage. That evens out that trade between him and Caps. Peanut now looking for an angle on this top side. Broken Blade playing with a fair bit of space given to Doran, so it doesn't look like Peanut's going to go for anything as Delight is spotted on this sweeper.
Yeah. And both teams should be pretty well aware as far as the jungle starts on opposite sides. So you even saw a blue ping there on top Scuttle Crab. They know, hey, Broken Blade, he's taking top Scuttle Crab right now. Don't expose yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, Doran actually going to be able to walk up to Broken Blade here. Knows that the Slice and Dice is on cooldown. Good trade, but still, Doran was looking for a little bit of a cheater. And now, looking for Broken Blade. Peanut can just safeguard his way over. The Q is going to miss. And Broken Blade will hang out underneath his turret and he'll be fine.
Really big for BB to survive. Will still be in a rough spot here though, because Doran crucially can teleport back to the lane as he misses another cannon. Let me zoom in there to make sure that we know. But I do think that Broken Blade still surviving there is big. Peanut not really willing to invest anything, which I think could have definitely looked for a kill there, but not going to take the risk. Instead, it's going to be Doran teleporting back to lane, but we do see Yike already covering towards the top side.
Exactly. Love that ward. Always the deep vision between Gromp and Blue Spawn. Gonna allow them to know the second clear route. Meanwhile, I am definitely curious if Caps and Chovy remain as aggressive as they have been in the mid lane. Looks like we're going to try and shadow Broken Blade up here.
Yeah, Doran does get the bad news. There's a tree in his lane. That is just going to be that wave being dealt with. Like you were talking about, Broken Blade in a little bit of a rough spot. Yike there to help him out.
Yeah, really good job there by Yike, because with the teleport disadvantage for Broke, or rather Doran teleporting back, if you don't fix that wave and Doran gets to just sit there, he either gets a plate or gets to just go for a really oppressive roam. Not going to be the case. It means that instead, BB just gets the back, make his way, and spend his gold.
Exactly. And Doran's never going to, like, take an extra bait trade there or anything, because he obviously saw Yike on the ward too.
Delight just having a good time here. Hansama taking next no damage because it's a Rakan. Still looked kind of cool, avoiding the W and stuff like that.
So this Ezreal topic, are we going to...
Do we want to address it?
A little bit?
I
or,
like the tech, the exhaust PTA tech. I just feel like the champion thus far has not really been worth the trade-off. Because I do think that Ezreal, as mentioned, the main point is that, as we have seen, Mickey is basically never in bot lane. Has consistently been a thing. But is that worth having an AD carry that offers so much less damage than particularly the Xayah, which has been wildly successful thus far?
Well, Mickey just going to Circle of Frost and then get out of there with the Claw. One thing that they do have on G2's side is another AD carry. So you don't need to worry about the not as much damage on the AD carry because there's another AD carry that does more damage.
You got the backup AD carry, but which one's backup in that case?
Well, the thing is, like, Caps is the one that has like the early spike and the super late spike, and Ezreal has the mid spike, and so you balance it. You know, that's how it's supposed to work.
Spike. So you play every side, you always come out on top.
That's how it works.
Love it. Somebody is always spiking. Meanwhile, G2 always taking this dragon. #1 picked up for them. Peanut tries to take something back on the top side with the invade on blue buff here. Make them pay a very small price for it. But of course, we saw the trade on bottom side, how Mickey again goes back there. They get the push out. He does the aftershock trade is the reason he walks up like that on Lissandra, throws his claw backwards so he has his escape ready, then knows he can walk up, boom, hit the W route, proc his aftershock, get a good trade, get the push out, earn themselves a dragon. They've got the Tristana mid constantly pushing. The only place where Gen.G can really continue to push and get their advantages has been this top side, but Broken Blade taking most of Doran's health.
Yeah, I think Doran trying to set up a bait there, but then Peanut was spotted and had to just run away from the Maokai, so Broken Blade was like, that's fine, I have Dominus, I'm going to be able to do a lot of damage. Not enough to force any summoners or kills, will trade ultimates though.
Yeah, G2 so happy with the double pushing of mid and bottom, allowing them a lot of control here in the early setup. Looks pretty good for them. Of course, they're looking for revenge against G2. MSI, of course, mentioned by Dylan Falco. It's going to be difficult, though.
Certainly will. So far, so good. Here for G2, things very, very even when it comes to gold. Only 300 in it. No first blood just yet, but that Drake certainly going to give G2 a lot more control of this game. Next one, going to be that Ocean. I think we're ticking up towards 35 with that one. Good to see. And Chovy clearing out this mid lane. Delight is parked here, and that means that there is a Rift Herald on the map. Our first team fight could be afoot. Kobe?
All right, #1 thing to look for. Can Chovy get sight of this Maokai to steal his ultimate?
Ooh, that is a question. And does Yike have a stopwatch to deny that?
Doesn't have a stopwatch, but he does have some vision.
Okay, Hansama going to get out of there.
Hey, he has it. Chovy picks it up.
All right, objective #1 complete. That's objective #1. Get sight of the Maokai.
How many items are on the list?
Steal the ultimate. Honestly, that's #1, and then we look for the Rift Herald. Mid lane push though, Mickey's taking advantage there, so helps Caps. Although Tristana doesn't need a tremendous amount of it. I wonder how close Mickey is to his level 6 as well, since he is leeching experience. Delight is already level 6. That could be a very big difference. Oftentimes in these Rift Herald fights, if the support level 6 difference, the extra button to push here in the fight, is not equalized.
And the
Still no 6.
Yeah, it's quite a long way away as well, so Mickey's going to have to wait a little bit of time there as Chovy. He wants to find it, and like you say, there was no level 6. However, Mickey is going to get rooted, but he should be far enough away. Never mind, Chovy looks for the angle, but now the explosive charge is there. Caps is just wrecking Chovy on the way through, but still, Peanut, in the meantime, is just going to try and take this Rift Herald by himself. Yike is going to turn up, and he still has the real Nature's Grasp. Peanut going to get out of the way because he respects that fact. Delight is going to find Peanut here, and now Caps dives in. Another explosive charge is primed as the chains connected. First blood, solo kill for Caps.
Mickey burns the flash from Chovy with the bait. He don't need no level 6, and then Caps finishes him off. Perfect buster shot to interrupt Chovy. He can't connect, and Caps gets the first blood. G2 gets the Baron. G2 smurfing in Korea low so far.
And it's not a Baron quite yet, Kobe. It's just Shelly. It's just a Rift Herald. But still, it may as well be. And sometimes Barons are way worse for some of our teams.
Mickey. My goodness. quick fingers for him, and now they're looking to trap Peanut.
Peanut going to safeguard his way out. The popcorn chickens belong to Yike. So there's the consolation prize. Chovy back to lane. Tail between his legs, though, and you can see down about a wave right now. Let's have a look at the replay. Caps.
Oh, yeah. He knows there's no flash on Chovy because Chovy tried to make the play onto Mickey under tower, and so he's just ready. Buster shot, he knows. Chovy tries to come in, instantly out, has the auto. Beautiful.
And there's a chance that if the Kingslayer had have gone off onto Caps, if he had have made it into range, it might have worked out, but not to be the case. Caps just read it.
Yeah, and I think that if you have your ultimate, Caps, you know, this is the type of confidence that this player has been talking about coming into. Feels like he's been lacking that throughout the last few years. And moments like that you need against a team like Gen G. Now, early, about 800 gold lead, but there is still a Herald available here for G2 to try and further build upon that. Second Drake also spawning.
And you actually,
10 seconds.
Since you get so much gold from killing Rift Herald now, with the full 300, Yike already finishing Demonic Embrace with his first strike, Maokai, with his red smite here. Cap's gonna have no trouble getting out and away from this turret. They've got also the first item advantage in jungle here with the Demonic completed.
Oh, Doran has ulted. There's the dominance from Broken Blade as well. The Empower not gonna be enough, and Broken Blade just walks his way out. No worries at all.
Doran staring him down as he walks away.
This is the look that you want if you're a Gen G fan, though, from Doran. This guy has been up and down, but it's mainly been up at this end of this year. Good to see that he is standing his ground, despite the early game and that missed cannon is probably still weighing his mind.
We do have multiple people going towards the bot side. G2 probably looking to put down Herald. Will be the case. Gen G taking control of the river, but Chovy has to catch this wave. Did get Mickey's ultimate, but again, the fact that,
oh, slice and dice. Broken Blade looking for it. Doran is going to deny the stun. That's what you need as Chovy does find the Everfrost, but not going to find any kills or anything like that. Broken Blade now going to give it another shot. Doran doesn't have a lot of mana available. We'll see whether he is going to be able to keep himself alive. There's the Counter-Strike. That's the button that you're looking for. And should be able to survive this, but Broken Blade bullying.
And even though Chovy invests the Lysandra ultimate, hands also forced to heal, still took a ton of damage. And that is seemingly enough to make G2 rather say, hey, we're going to back off, going to give this one up. And it's a Hex Stack Soul. Really high value, and I love the Hex Gates, the amount of action they generate on the map. And we do see Mythics now starting to come through. Both Broken Blade has his Gore Drinker available, as Caps being up gold. Almost 1k against Chovy, courtesy of this counter pick. Pays.
Yeah, that's
be okay.
Not even going to interrupt the back from Delight that Pays can taxi onto as well if he would like to. Not going to, though. Wants to get a bit more gold before he heads back. And Doran now back up towards the top side. He invested his teleporters. Chovy finds the chain. Not that time as the Everfrost does come in, but Peanut gets the kickback. Buster shot is now available for Chovy as Caps just trying to keep himself in this one. The next chain should land, though, and Chovy gets his revenge with a little bit of help from his friend. Speaking of friends, Yike's up here to help out Broken Blade, but it looks like Doran will be okay for now.
Really good job there from Peanut, making sure they can actually get the kill onto Caps, and Caps doesn't blow his flash. As soon as he sees the Lee Sin show up, he knows he's been had. He had some pretty good mechanics avoiding Chovy's initiation there, but once Peanut's there, he's down. Now Gen G, see if they can actually even get back to try and defend. Doran knows it's too dangerous. They're teleporting bottom for the flank.
Yeah, that's a real deep teleport as Chovy's making his way in. Blade Caller comes down. Another Everfrost is going to catch onto Han Sama. The Frozen Tomb does come through, but can Chovy be stopped at this point in time? The Chain Lash comes in. Han Sama thinks he's going to get out, but there's the quickness. Chovy locks down the kill, and Mickey X, he goes golden, but he may not survive. Does flash away, and so he will live to see another day this time. Sorry about the rhyme. As Gen G look to push in the next minion wave.
Might not be done, Chovy. Oh, I think that claw might have been a giveaway.
Well,
Chovy might be in trouble here.
Gets pushed back. And Chovy taking a few shots. Pays is not going to risk it. The hitbox can be a little bit weird there as Chovy takes the opportunity to get himself in nature's grasp.
Oh, Pays actually flashing instead of using his cleanse there. And going to be favorable trade in terms of kills, but G2 do fight back.
What an exciting game we have here. So close in gold, split dragons as well. Of course, the top side here, now with both of them having their mythics completed, Doran is able to get the push out.
The question I have about the using the flash instead of the cleanse, because that's really curious, right? Oh, ooh. Gonna have to hold that thought as Chovy gonna throw down the Nature's Grasp. Caps just gets out of the way, and all of Gen G,
It's just fine.
not able to do it. Yeah, it's just no worries there at all. But the question that I had, is Cleanse actually more valuable? Because Cleanse ult might be better
Against
than having a flash.
against Lissandra.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm just posing the question.
Honestly, pretty interesting. Even though the cooldown is longer, the in-combat ability to bait people.
Yeah, he made a conscious call, right?
Yeah. You can certainly bait people in, but honestly,
Flash is pretty important.
You press tab and you know he's got cleanse, right? So
Yeah. Well, Chovy going to lose his turret, and Caps doing his job on this Tristana right now, putting even more money in. Has the Merc Treads on top of his first damage item in the Kraken Slayer. The G2 in a great position, but it's not represented in the gold, it's not represented in the Dragons. And now a teleport to come forward. They're looking for the second Rift Herald. That could start opening up the map here for G2. Peanut not wanting that one to happen. Chovy moving on over on Vision as Doran's taking a Hex Gate over the Jax, looking for the flank angle, and Nature's Grasp comes in. And Gen G, can they actually get into position to fight this one? The Rift Herald has already gone down, and G2, they just want to get out. They're just looking for the disengage, and they'll have it.
I want to say, too, on the Flash Cleanse, since we're not going to actually get a team fight here, and they're going to split top side for G2, mid lane for Gen G. I think they get the better end of the lane split, is that you don't have to take the damage if you're going to go with that option. And he was a little bit low, so doesn't want to get poked down. G2, of course, Rift Herald has to be answered here with the hard push.
It's true, Chovy is going to turn up, but that is a lot of damage to this turret, and it looks like G2 are thinking about just staying here. There's a counter-strike. The flash finds everyone from Doran, and now Chovy's looking to answer. Still, Delight dives forward. The Buster Shot's massive, but it's not going to be enough. As Caps goes down, Broken Blade is huge in the back line, and the Dominus is actually ticking down. Chovy out of the fight for now, but Broken Blade doesn't have any friends anymore. He's still trying to do what he can. The Call of the Meek is fantastic, but it's Pays that gets one.
Doran, you absolute beast with the huge counter-strike there. Him and Chovy set it up. Oh, look at this timing.
And G2 feels so safer. You're pushing with multiple people. Getting this turret would be so big, but the flash counter-strike from Doran combined with the CC from Chovy sets up the play for the rest of Gen G.
Yeah, he steals the Lissandra ultimate, uses it against G2, and then Broken Blade, even though he's full health in there. He's got 4 members of Gen G around. This Crocodile has nowhere to escape to, and that is a big, big play for Gen G.
Still, a lot of turret gold went over to G2. Doran will be able to push down this bottom outer, and the Drake is going to be taken, so only now does the trade become very Gen G favored, and it might be even worse as Chovy, he's picked up a Dominus as well. Broken Blade taking a little bit of extra damage. And the Gen G solo laners are now in position to start flexing their muscles.
And in the LCK, this is where we've often seen this hold up Doran.
Okay, yeah, Doran is just going to stay here. Peanut is going to turn up as well, but Broken Blade will survive. Chovy's in so much trouble, and Doran's going to go down with the help of the True Shot Barrage. And G2, they're not going to be bullied.
As I was about to say, this is often where Gen G takes control when the game opens up, when it comes to the team fights and the side laning. Their macro is so oppressive in the LCK, but G2 actually punished the overextension there as Broken Blade makes his way out.
And the key to that choice for Gen G is the timer. The 1 minute on Baron when they start that play on bottom side, trying to make this play here. They know it is a little bit risky, but they got plenty of time, even if it does go wrong, to get back to the top side of the map. Here it is, though. Chovy and Doran at it again, trying to make it happen. Chovy taking up the tower, though. The Ezreal True Shot does clip him, and the Maokai burn finishes the job.
Really nicely played. And Gen G, they do have that Drake advantage, of course, with Hextech Drake on the field. Not only do you get the fun gates, but you also get a ridiculous soul that is up and available. G2 will be fighting for the next one to even things out on that score. They're going to take the gates through and look for an opportunity around this red buff. Chovy possibly getting closed in on, but he's wise to it. He will be able to get himself out of the way. The Brambleback now going to pull itself back as well. Pays wanting to collect that one. G2 with control of the river for the moment. The Baron going to be up right now.
And looking at the items, we see 2 items for Caps. Obviously was able to pick up a kill, able to pick up a lot of gold from turrets. Same for Chovy though, sitting on 7 stacks as Mickey.
Yeah.
Will be fine.
As the aftershock, he'll be okay. You can continue.
Looking at Pays, not actually able to finish his second item just yet. with Hans already sitting on his evolved Manamune as well. Ezreal obviously with the cheaper items going to spike a little bit earlier in that regard. We'll see if it actually ends up mattering though, as the fight between Doran and Broken Blade continues.
It is. And Doran is going to win because he killed the ward. Well done, Doran. Absolutely nailed it.
Love it. The ward trophy.
Uh-huh.
The battle of top laners with huge stakes. Honestly, though, yeah, the quick blades will be really big for Pays. Once Shinji are able to get that, he's got both summoner spells available right now.
Doran!
It looked like he didn't even care. Do you know what? That was a flex play. That was him saying, I don't even need cannons.
Yeah, but Broken Blade didn't see it, so you don't do the mental damage.
No, but the crowd saw. This is for those the comments that he's going to see after the game.
Peanut.
All right, Hansama. He's Ezreal, so not in a whole lot of danger. Mickey X in a similar position as the Lysandra as he gets back on his claw. The claw of doom, as
Here's
Quick
my
Dog
question.
said.
If we've seen that many cannon misses on camera, how many happened
Don't
off
think
camera?
about it.
No,
Don't think about it.
No. LCK observers,
They don't miss those.
They
That's actually true.
They don't
Okay.
miss. They find them all as, oh, Doran, Caps
Jonah
on his
strongly
way.
trust.
No
And-
Counter-Strike.
Yeah, Cap's just going to rocket jump his way forward. He saw there is a fire on the bottom side, and Doran is just going to walk away. Wants to take the minions with him, and he will be able to do so.
He'll drop the cannons, but those melees, go in, grab
no.
them all.
Especially caster minions. No, Doran does not allow those ones to go unchecked.
Oh,
This is a bit dangerous. There's the counter-strike. See where this rocket jump is going to come from as Doran is looking for it. Caps just holding onto the button. He leap strikes early, and now it's Delight that's going to make his way in. The quickness will charm him up, and the Q's not going to connect, so Delight says, all right, I'll take it. And the True Shot Barrage sails by Doran, and he'll be okay. Now it's time to go back and buy.
yeah, if you're looking at the mini-map during that one-on-one, you know the ending to the story. The Hex Skates used by Gen G as Doran challenges Caps and has the extra teammates to come in.
Pays just going to walk out of the way of Mickey. Does have that Frozen Tomb up and available now, but with no Caps, can be a little bit dangerous. 20 seconds and teleport is available, so Caps can be there in a moment's notice. So not a whole lot of map control given over to Gen G for that reason. Chovy just going to bait out a sapling, but now both him and Pays are standing on a ward that could be a little bit dangerous.
All right.
Still, I think Chovy just getting into the brush, throwing out chains left and right.
I feel like we're at the doorstep of seeing why Delight is renowned as such an amazing Rakan, because he's going to have to get through Maokai Ultimate, Lysandra Peel, Maokai Peel to get this engaged for Gen G, but I actually have confidence in him to do it, and Chovy has been so good here at finding flanks and following up. G2, they definitely have to get their wards down. They definitely have to watch their flanks and mark these engagers.
Particularly in the context of a best of 3, G2 on blue side, right? If you are gonna have to bend the Rakan, it's Broken Blade, does take some damage, but if you're gonna have to bend the Rakan for the rest of the game, particularly if you don't end up winning, you swap to Reptide eventually, even if you are able to pick up the second game, could be a big problem there as Drake started up.
Yeah, Cap's already taking it down to below half health, and it looks like Gen G not going to be able to challenge for the Dragon, but can they find themselves a fight is the question. There's the teleport in, as it's right on top of the Maokai. Doran, and now look for that angle. Nature's Grasp is going to come out from Chovy this time around. Broken Blade going to be taken down, but it's at the cost of a lot of health bars, but there goes Yike as well. It's a double kill for Pays. Mickey X trying to get himself in a position, but it's Doran that's ripping them apart. Caps is still up, but he has about 1 health to his name, and now Hansama, can he find the angle? The answer is no, because Counter-Strike, it allows you to dodge a lot of auto attacks, gentlemen, and Gen G will pick up the ace.
And with the Hex Gates, they might be able to make their way over to the Nash, and they might not get the Drake, but I think they're gonna be calling war from that one.
Yep, the call from Gen G immediately. Just look for the kills. The stolen Maokai ultimate, 10 times as impactful as the original item. Peanut and Doran using the teleport there to 2v1, take down Yike as well. And it's just a massacre here.
And I know Doran, he might not hit his cannon minions, but he does hit his counter strikes.
Hey,
And that's what
Tristan is
matters.
just a big cannon minion, right? It has the cannon, it counts. And that is going to be the Baron taken. Mickey X is now cruising towards Chovy, but he does claw his way out. He's going to flash. He's still going to die. Peanut picks up that one. He's going to be taken out for his trouble, though, and there's the Frozen Tomb on top of Caps. The chains don't land, but the lash certainly does. And Doran collects that kill in the end. True Shot Barrage from Arn Summers. Now he wants to try and take matters into his own hands, and now Broken Blade takes himself a Hex Gate to get out, and I think that's the end of the action.
Oh, it's gotten exciting, it's gotten frantic, but you know Gen G, they keep coming out on top. Massive, massive lead now. Baron buff, and there's plenty of secondary towers here for them to go siege up and increase this Baron power play. Mickey taking the Hex Gate over. A bit ambitious, and Chovy is there on arrival. Welcome, my friend.
Yeah, I'm not, that one was perplexing, but it was just a bit of a Hail Mary, and you have to kind of take those when things are starting to go wrong.
Yeah, trying to flip it. Not even the power of Hex Gates can get Hans Sama to this fight in time. And a little bit fragmented RG2. They're trying to maybe get some exit kills, maybe catch Genji off guard. Not really going to be the case in the Red Bull Baron power play. Now 2K for Genji. The play from G2 did delay a lot of what you normally see, where Genji would immediately start sieging, right? Immediately get the wave crash after the empowered recall. Did slow down a little bit. Doran.
Yeah, gonna get spotted on that ward. Does use a control ward to leap strike away, so that's an expensive exit from the situation. But Pays is gonna put some money back into those pockets of his, as the inner turret is going to fall. Broken Blade not gonna find the angle, and Delight and Pays looking a little bit immovable in this game. Still, Pays taking a fair bit of damage. The Maokai with the first strike, actually able to do a little bit. Still, Pays not too worried about it. Close to his third item. Lord Dominic's going to be coming through very, very soon. And now they're just dotting some I's and crossing some T's as they move towards this inner turret on the top side. Might potentially about to break out. We'll see whether G2 can stop this. The siege is coming in.
And they're splitting 4-1 here with Doran knocking on the front door. This Jax, all game long. So much pressure asserted by Doran. So many plays opened up by Doran.
Oh, Chovy has thrown down another Nature's Grasp. This time, the Arcane Shift going to be enough to get Hans Sama out. There's a kick on a Broken Blade. Not exactly the best from Peanut there, but into the backline. Goes to Light, but he's stopped in his tracks. There we go. That's what's supposed to happen, as Mickey X is taking so much damage. Chovy now able to throw the chains out, but he's going to miss that one. It's a double, as this Zaya is just so huge. And Pays is going to be able to grab most of it. Still, Hans Sama at full health, and he is Arcane shifting forward. Can he get them out of here is the question, as Gen G turn, look for an opportunity, but I think they're just going to back away.
Crucially, G2 is able to hold on to their base, not actually giving up any inhibitors, but I think Gen G should still be able, with the loss of this Baron buff, to make their way back, set themselves up for Soul Point.
All right, let's take another look at how it started. Chovy moves into the Fog of War on the corner with the stolen Maokai ultimate, forces them all back. Hans have to shift away from the fight. Then they go in. Delight, though, he runs into the exact problem we're talking about with this comp, where there's so much peel, so much CC on G2 side that they're able to kill him. Only thing is, it's immediately answered as Mickey goes in and uses the offensive Lissandra ultimate, so he has nothing to save himself. He immediately goes down to Chovy.
Speaking of offensive Lissandra ultimates, that's another use for it.
He's gone!
Very glad that we had that example. Just unfortunate. You have to be warding, and sometimes there's going to be a Silas in there. I do love the fact that we actually get to see why the Lissandra is so good into the Rakan, though, because Delight's like, yes, I've got the grand entrance, everything's going to be great, and then he was dead.
And here we see, and this is obviously by design, when you go for the Ezreal, Pays has been funneled so much resources by Gen G, wave after wave, right? Turrets that go down, picked up 5 kills throughout all of these fights, and as a result now, they're able to afford the QSS stacks without even having to give up any offensive power.
He's been so impressive. Youngest player at the tournament, 17-year-old Pays, rookie of the year, 700 gold bounty on his head. That's maximum. If G2 can manage to take him down, then there would be a huge bounty, but Gen G are not going to give you that opening. They push the lead, they pick up Dragon number 3 here, setting up their Soul Point, and they immediately flex into 1-3-1 split push. They've even got more security for Pays.
QSS and Mikhail's?
QSS and Mikhail's and Cleanse and Zaya Ultimate and Flash. Cleanse not up right now, but they've got 2 backups.
Okay, well, the CC not going to be as much of an issue here for the Zaya, and he's been a bit of a quiet achiever this game. I feel like we've been talking a lot about Doran, a lot about Chovy, And Paige has just been sitting back, throwing feathers, and people have been dying.
Just like him in real life, pretty quiet in those interviews.
Absolutely.
Pei's interviews are my favorite. There's
Truly.
just the gap between
It's just the amount of words that he gets out. You know, he's so succinct.
How ruthless he is in game, offset against how just relax. You know, he's just there. He's just vibing. He's not saying a whole lot.
Somewhere there's an Ashley Kang groaning. As Mickey X is just going to look for another opportunity here. The Lissandra pick potential is certainly something that G2 can leverage, and I think that picking out a member of Gen G to try and get some semblance of tempo is what they're going to need to do. As now Jovi finds himself in Nature's Grasp, gets rid of it immediately as the chains are not going to connect. The rocket jump just to buffer, so the CC's going to be there, and in goes Delight, finds the angle this time around, and Caps is dead already. Jovi goes gold, and Delight finds the knock-up, and Broken Blade was looking for him. Mickey's going to die in the backline. It's a triple, a double. There's the triple for Chovy. And now Broken Blade, I think it might be the pentakill, our fourth of the tournament. That would be absurd. Jovi is pretty low trying to get into this one, and Peanut wants to feed it to him.
Don't do it, Peanut!
No flash is available. He's Peanut! He did that to Ruler so many times throughout the years. Ruler left the team, and now he has to do it to Chovy.
Peanut says pentas are earned. Where were you?
I think that is a direct quote, yeah. And now Gen G gonna break down these Nexus turrets. It was a really cool try and a great start for G2, but not quite enough to get them over the line. The Nexus will fall down, and Gen G 1 game away from the knockout stage.